Hey guys, today we are going to build a simple counter application with vanilla.js, and this application is working the following way. We have two buttons. When I click the increase, we increase, and we have another button to decrease, and you can see that the counter is decreasing. As simple as this. If this is your first time watching, make sure you subscribe to the channel. If you like such content, also recommend to friends and hit the bell icon so that you don't miss anything. I also do videos on React and React Native, so if you want to motivate me more to produce more content like that, you can now become a Patreon. Link is going to be available in the description below the video. Let's now open VS Code and start creating this counter application from scratch. Alright, so I have VS Code opened on the left side and the browser opened on the right side, and what we're gonna do now, we will create a file called index.html, and we will create a file called style.css and also a file called app.js. Okay, and now inside the index file I will generate the boilerplate, and I'm gonna give this a title called counter app with vanilla.js. Okay, inside the body we will link our script file, and the way we do that, we say script source and we say app.js, and then we close this tag. And what else we need to do, we need to link our CSS, so I'm going to say link CSS, and we will link the CSS file just like that. Inside the body we will have a div with the class name of container, so I'm going to create that div right now. And inside this container div we will have a div called with class name with class controls. Okay, and inside the controls div we will have button, one button. We will have let's say that's gonna be h2, and we'll say 0, and this will be the placeholder right here right now, but when we add the JavaScript we will dynamically increase this value right here. So I'm gonna also give this class name of class of counter. Okay, I don't know what I'm saying class name, it's from React and I'm used to class name, but it's class. So, and then we also have one more button, and this button will say decrease. Okay, and for the upper one we'll say increase. Okay, and I'm going to start my live server. So guys, you can see what we are building on the right side. So we see this increase and decrease. Okay, let's jump into the style file, style.css file, and let's start styling this file. So I'm going to say star, I will grab everything, and I'll say box sizing, border box, and now we will grab the container, and I'm going to say dot container, and we will give this container a height of 100 VH to take the whole page, and width of 100%. Okay, and we'll say display flex, align item center, justify content center. That will position everything in the center of the page. Okay, and then what we're gonna say, dot controls. I'm gonna say dot controls. Okay, and again this will have display flex, align item center, and justify content center. This will make them on one line. So if I save, you can see that we have the button on the left side, the counter in the middle, and the decrease button on the right side. All right, then we can grab the buttons. So let's give these buttons class names. So this button will have a class of increase-btn, and that one will have the opposite, decrease/btn. Okay, and once I save this, and we can now style them. So I'm gonna say increase btn, padding of 10 pixels, let's say color of red, or background color of red. So background color red, color white, font size 19 pixels. Okay. And then we can say margin 0 on the top and left and 10 on the left and right. Okay. Or even we can say 20 here. Okay. Save, and now copy this style and paste it for the decrease button. So I'm gonna say decrease btn, and this one will have background of green as decreasing. Okay, so this is decrease and increase. And now we can grab also the h1, and I'm gonna say font size of 30 pixels. Actually, it's not an h1, it's h2, I'm sorry. So h2 is font size of 30 pixels. Okay. Well, we can do more. We can add a heading right here, just above the controls div. I'm gonna say h1, and we will say counter, or let's say vanilla JS counter app. Okay. We have to say flex direction column, and that will fix the problem. Okay. And one more thing I want to add is I want to grab the fire emoji right here from this website. Okay, allow copy. So I just copied this emoji and we will paste it just after the title. Okay, this is looking better now. Now we are ready to start working on the functionality here. So what we're gonna do now, inside the app, we will bring the elements that we will interact with. And those namely are the increase button, decrease button, and the counter. So I'm gonna say const increase btn equals document query selector, and we will grab the class name that we gave here, which will be increase/btn. Okay, and we paste it just like this. Similarly, we do the same for the decrease button. So I'm going to say decrease btn, and that's, we have missed an I here, and decrease btn. Okay, now let's assign event listener to the button. So I'm going to say const you can say document add, or no, we can say increase button that add event listener, and we have a click event here, and we provide a function. And to test that, we can say alert working. Okay, and we can do the same thing for the decrease button. So I can say decrease btn dot add event listener, and we have click, and again we run a function, and we say alert working. All right, let's save this and see if this is working. So I click, we see working, and I click here, we see working. So the buttons right now are hooked with JavaScript, and we can work further on them. All right, so we also need to grab the counter right here. Okay, so the way we grab the counter is by doing the same thing. We have counter class right here, and we can say const counter equals dot counter, just like that. Okay, and now we can say right here, when we click on this, what we can do, we can do the following. So we're grabbing the counter, and here we can declare a variable called, we can call this first of all counter heading, okay? And here we can say let counter, and that's going to equal 0. However, when we click on the increase, we're going to say counter plus plus, okay, counter plus plus, or we can say counter plus equals 1, and that's identical if we say counter equals counter plus 1. So that's a shortcut right here. And similarly, we can do counter minus equal 1, and here we can say counter heading dot inner HTML or text content to equal the counter. And let's try this, if this is working now. Okay, we see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, and we can increase. And if we also assign this right here, we will be able to decrease as well. So increase and decrease. However, we don't want to go below minus. And the way we eliminate this is we say if counter is smaller than 0, then we'd say return. We do nothing, we return from the function. And now if I save this and click and decrease, we see that we can no more go below 0. And oops, okay, that shouldn't be happening. Okay, let me reload this and see why this is happening. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Decrease, 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 and 0. Right, there was a small bug, so it's working perfectly. So that was it, as simple as it was. Thank you so much for watching, and I see you again in the future.